So the other day I walked by this guy who was talking on a payphone, and as I did, we both kind of stared at each other. He stared at me because I have one leg, and I stared at him because he was talking on a payphone. Dude, 1998 called. They want their technology back. Now, as you guys know, I'm a motivational speaker, and one of my favorite sorts of groups to speak to are people with disabilities, because I feel like we have a lot in common. A lot in common, like the saliva in the mouths of Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner. A lot in common, like Justin Timberlake at the MTV Movie Awards and Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl. A lot in common, like Congressman Anthony Weiner and Gossip Girl actress Blake Lively. But it can be difficult as a speaker to present to a group of people with disabilities because a lot of times the room is very chaotic. For example, several times I've had audience members with Tourette's. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm up there saying something inspirational and somebody is out in the audience like, I'm gonna up your and then Actually, the swearing thing is kind of a common misconception associated with Tourette's. In fact, the most common symptom of Tourette's is tics, including what's called phonic tics, which basically means that you're yelling out some sort of one-syllable noise. So I've never really had an audience member swear at me, except maybe for that couple I called out for making out in the back row. But one of my favorite groups to have in the audience is the deaf and hard of hearing, because they're experiencing the speech through a sign language interpreter, which means they laugh approximately 10 to 15 seconds after I tell a joke. There are many parts in my speech where I'll go from talking about something funny to something serious very abruptly, which means there are moments when I'll be like, and then my parents told me that I had a 50% chance to live. And then all of the deaf people just burst out laughing. Plus you'll have all sorts of different developmental disabilities in the room, and there'll be a group of blind and visually impaired people who typically sit together with a seeing person who can sort of out loud tell them what's going on in the room, like visually. They'll be like, all right, now Josh is walking across the stage. Now he's doing a crutch handstand. So sometimes these sorts of speeches are so chaotic that while I'm giving them, I feel like it's just a total fail. But oftentimes it's these same speeches that afterwards a person with a disability will come up and tell me how something I said was a really big inspiration to them. And that, I think, is pretty cool. Anyway, speaking of speaking, next week I'm going to be releasing a new video that's a demo for corporate groups that might be interested in hiring me to speak. But if you're interested in trying to have me come speak at your school, good news, I already have a school demo. Just click right here and then send the link to your principal, or if you go to college, to your director of student activities, or if you're homeschooled, to your mom. Fun fact, I was homeschooled, so was Julian Smith, so was John Legend. Speaking of which, check out the YouTube homepage on Friday for my interview with John Legend on the subject of education. Finally today, a shout out to K6 Faces, whose t-shirt I have been wearing today. He's a good friend and a great YouTuber, so if you're not subbed to him, make sure you check out his channel. He's got great stuff. Question, what YouTuber shirt do you think I should be wearing in my next vlog? Talk about it in the comments below. Alright, thanks for watching. We should hang out sometime. Want to see your face in my next video? Take a picture with my book and email it to photos@joshsundquist.com, upload it to my Facebook fan page, or snap a pic on Daily Booth and tag @JoshSundquist.